Welcome to Sports Talk New York, and this is my baseball edition of my podcast, videocast, however you want to say this. Alright, so this is Sports Talk New York. Obviously, I'm about ready to talk baseball. Alright, so let's get right into it. Yankees continue to be on a roll. So we're going to go over the standings real quick. As you can see, the Yankees have clinched a playoff spot. They are back in the playoffs. So they officially clinched the playoff spot. They haven't clinched the division or the number one seed yet. That will come in time here. Alright, so you've got Yankees 89 and 63, about a 5-game lead on Baltimore. Baltimore is starting to fade. This isn't good for Baltimore. They are definitely starting to fade here. Then you got 13-game lead on Boston. Tampa's in 4th place. Toronto is at the bottom of the division. They're a team I just wonder about, but whatever. All right, right behind the Yankees, fighting for that number one spot, is Cleveland, who's 88 and 65. And you got Kansas City, who's hanging in there, 82 and 71. And you got Minnesota hanging in there, and Detroit hanging in there. These two teams more battling for a wild card spot, but them, Kansas City, they are definitely holding on and trying to battle for that number one spot in the division. Then you got the White Sox, the worst team in the league. All right, then you go Houston with 82 wins. They got a 5-game lead on Seattle. Then it's Texas, Oakland, LA. All right. Now you've got the National League, Philadelphia. 91 wins, 61 losses. I'm pretty sure they got the best record in baseball altogether. And right behind them is the Mets at 7 games behind, and then Atlanta 9 games behind. You got Washington, and then Miami. Alright, then another team that clinched the spot last night, actually they clinched the division because of how big of a lead they have, is the Milwaukee Brewers. So they've clinched their division. So they are in the playoffs. So then you got the Cubs and St. Louis, who are right there. And you got Cincinnati and then Pitt. And then in the West, the Dodgers are leading with a 3.5-game lead over San Diego. And then you got Arizona, San Francisco, and Colorado. All right, so now we did that. Now let's go to the wild card, because this is where it gets interesting. Obviously, you got your division winners right now, division leading winners right now, because no guarantee. But you got the Yankees, Cleveland, Houston. Okay, so now we go to the wild card. You've got Baltimore, Kansas City, Minnesota. Baltimore is starting to lose their lead on the wild card lead a little bit. They still probably are guaranteed to be in, but they're starting to slide. Like, Kansas City is only a couple games behind them. According to this, about a game and a half. But so then you got Minnesota with that 3rd spot, and then you've got Detroit half a game back, Seattle 3 games back, Boston 4 games back, and that's where I'll stop. Because if you get to that 6 with only 10 games left, it's to me, they should already be eliminated. Now, let's see. Are there any teams that actually have been eliminated yet, officially, out of the playoff picture? So, let's look at this. Well, the White Sox obviously are. I don't know why it's not here, why they're not saying it, but to me, the White Sox are obvious. Let's see if there's like a thing here. Yes, this is just about the playoffs. Alright. Yeah, so to me, the teams that are obvious that have been out of they have no shot at even making the playoffs are teams like Colorado. I'll even go as far as to say the Giants there. So those two teams there. And I'd say Pittsburgh and Cincinnati there. Yeah, I'd even say this whole division is done. They're not even making the Milwaukee's going to be the only team. And then you go here, and you've got Miami definitely gone, Washington gone for that division. Here, it's definitely the Angels and Oakland, and I'd even say Texas. So they're down to that. And definitely, obviously, the White Sox. The White Sox are the only team in that division. Toronto and Tampa, definitely in this division. So yeah, I just wanted to see who was eliminated. But yeah, you've got that race. Then you got the National League wild card race, which is you got San Diego and Arizona and the Mets, who got the 3 spots. And then behind them, Atlanta's behind them by 2 games. And that's it. I'm not even going to where the Cubs are 7 back. It's just, you would have to have a total collapse by one of these 3 teams. Most likely one of these 2 teams, the Arizona or the Mets, for that to even happen. And actually Atlanta too. So to me, the Cubs are done. Alright. So we went over that. Oh, actually, let's go back to this real quick. So I can do the Mets and talk about them. And the remarkable run that they're on. And everything that they're accomplishing. Yeah, I'm sorry. Oops, this just doesn't want to load. Okay, there we go. So the Mets won again. Alright, so now they're back to the Philadelphia series, which they have a 4-game series with. But over the last few days here, they beat Philadelphia last Friday, then they lost. So they lost 2 out of 3 to Philly. And then they then they came back and swept Washington. So they're back on a 3-game winning streak, which was good. Now it gets really interesting with them because they have Philadelphia in a 4-game series. Then they go back on the road and play Atlanta and Milwaukee to end the season. So I still think they got to split, at least minimum split with Philadelphia. I think they got to probably take 2 out of 3 with Atlanta. And if they do that, I think they're golden. I think they're all set to do what they need to do. Alright, so let's kind of go back here. Back to this. Alright, and the Yankees, they've been on a roll here. Just trying to get their schedule to come up. Since last week, they took 3 out of 4 against Boston. They've already taken 2 out of 3 against Seattle. They play today at 4. And then they start a 3-game series against Oakland, which they should at least take 2 out of 3 there. And then they got their big series against Baltimore. And then they end with Pitt. So both New York teams, to me, are ending the season here on good notes. Obviously, the Yankees clinched last night. Beat Seattle in extra innings. Milwaukee clinched. So, yeah. Alright. So, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to kind of go recap real quick with the Yankees and Mets and the MLB standings. And just kind of give everybody updated. Because not next week, but the week after, the postseason starts. Yeah, the fun starts. So yeah, I'll have a lot more to talk about baseball between now and then. So yeah, baseball season's getting interesting, especially this time of year. MLB postseason is one of my favorite times of the year. Oh, I can't wait. I really can't. Alright, so, I'm Matt Palizzi. I'm your host. This is Sports Talk New York. Hope you all have a great day.